So we're using our inspiration for this haircut from the style that doesn't seem to be going away, the Pompadour. For men, we're going to be using a clipper, scissor over comb, and all different techniques. We're using a 3.5 guard, Oster pair of clippers, Paul Mitchell version. So we're going to go in there nice and tight. Thing you're going to notice right off the bat is that that motion that I'm going to make with the clipper, it's back and forth, really digging in there. I think the one thing that I've seen a lot when you go out and you teach clippering and we work hands-on is that people don't dig in enough with the clipper, and what's going to happen with that is you're not going to get the consistency that you would have if you really dig that clipper in. So working it back and forth, letting the blade do a lot of the work for us. Back and forth, that motion. Every time I'm lifting up with the clipper, I'm pulling away from the scalp. And what that's going to do is build a slight little graduation within the haircut to leave a little bit of a weight line. So then we can go in later with either a bigger blade, a longer blade, or go in there with our scissors and soften the line. Working in the temple area. Again, working with the grain of the hair, however the hair grows, so it's growing down from his scalp. That's not like that with everyone, so I want to work against the grain to really get a consistent cut with this. And just working my way around the head. You'll notice at the beginning I started right in this temple area. I'm ending in the temple area. I want to really check the length with the guest to make sure that I have the right length for them, so that I don't have to go back. The worst thing about men's cutting, you need to do it in a timely manner in order to make money. So making sure that we get the length right the first time and not having to go back in and cut it twice. The way that I like to do clipper cuts, and some people do it differently. Some people like to start with the shortest blade first and then go into a longer blade. I like personally to do the medium blade first, go through, get the bulk out, and then I can see easier lines to work with. So I'm not cutting real short right at the hairline and then trying to go in and blend everything. I like to just get that medium length in there. Now I'm going in with a 2 guard, or 2 blade. So we started with the 3.5, and now we're going in with the 2 and just cleaning up the edges of the haircut. So I'll go about 2 inches from the hairline up. And again, still that motion, I pull it through the hair and then it comes away from the scalp. Just so that we're not ever cutting too much of a blunt line in the haircut. I like the 2 guard in this haircut. You will see, this is a really popular haircut. You will see a lot of people, they could have it shaved. It could be, skin tight to a fade from there. But I like the 2 guard. I like to see some hair in there, and you can see the detail in the haircut. You can really work with the hairline, create different details, which we're going to do in a little bit. So now we're going to go in with our trimmer. The trimmer I like to use, it's also an Oster trimmer. Oster, doesn't give us money to say that, so it really is our favorite trimmer. And the thing I like about it is that it's got the T shape to the top. It's a really sharp blade, and we can go through there. I can do, right now we're doing a little trimmer over comb, but I can really draw some nice lines. I like the width of it, so when I go around the ears, it's going to be nice and clean, and we can reach a little bit further in. It just allows me to create a lot cleaner lines around the hairline. Through, creating those straight lines around the neck. This we're going to speed up a little bit. This is obviously, what we do on a daily basis. I think, the one thing I would say to watch for, and maybe that you're not doing now, would be using that blade flat as well, going back and forth. So I like to use the blade flat because it's going to cut the hair closer to the head. So after I carve those lines in, I'm going to go through, flip the trimmer over, and just do a little bit more detail work and get the hair a little bit closer. You'll definitely see it right here. So we're going to draw that line. As I push the clipper down, just kind of shoving it up towards the top of the head, and then I'll go back in, flip the clipper around, and really get it nice and close. Make that line clean. this is really what guys pay us for, is the hairline. I mean, this is why they come back in every 2 weeks to get their haircut, to make sure that they have a crisp, clean look to their haircut at all times. And my big thing with men's cuts is, as a guy, you never should wait 4 weeks to get a haircut, because if you're waiting 4 weeks, that means that you have your neck hair is growing back to your back hair, and you're really not, maintaining a clean look. And that's what guys' hair is really all about. It's just keeping it clean all the time, coming in every week to 2 weeks, clean it up, and that's why their haircuts are a little bit cheaper, because they're more consistent, they're coming more often, and eventually those tickets add up to a good amount. We're going through the top. This is just cleaning up the top. Ryan comes in, he gets this type of haircut every 2 weeks he comes in. So this is just cleaning up the top. Nice straight line through there, squaring it off. Slight over direction back, because I want to keep a little bit of weight in the front, but not going too far back, just pretty much to the previous section. In this last part, right in the front, just to grow to have a little bit more length, we're gonna over direct it, maybe 2 sections back, just a little extra, push that weight forward. Now we're gonna go through a little more detail work. Thing I like about men's cuts is I'm not a clipper guy or a scissor over comb guy. I'm a little bit of both. So I like to go in clippers, gets the job done quick, and then the scissor over comb is really the fine detail work that's gonna set your men's cuts apart. You'll notice that one blade stays very still. That's something that may take time to get down, but once you get it, it's really gonna change the way that your haircuts look. So just adding in the finishing touches, this is one way to cut the pompadour. There's a million different ways to do it, but this is the way that has made us successful, and our clients are happy. So I hope that this has helped you with the cut portion of it. Now we're going to show you how to get a little bit more color and dimension to it.
Hey guys, Brian here, getting ready to do some color on our model Ryan. So the point of what I'm doing here is really just to add a little bit more dimension and strength to that haircut. Matt put in a lot of great texture with that style of layering. So I really just want to break up that solid base color so that it's a little bit more interesting to the eye. I'm just taking random sections about an inch around. I don't want anything too mapped out, so I don't want it to look like it's being foiled. And I take the sections, pinch the end so that it forms a little bit of a triangle shaped section, and then just hand paint those outsides. Almost like a little bit of a balayage, just on a guy. We've been calling it brolayage around the salon. It's kind of funny. Just coming through, and like I said, just a light hand painting, making sure that you have enough lightener on the brush to form a nice strong line, because it's only going to lighten where that's touching. So you want to make sure that there's enough lightener to get the job done. Coming through, I'm almost hitting these sections, forming like scales through the top of his hair. And that's just gonna, like I said, break it up so that it's not just all one flat color. As I get into the back, just a little bit more of a very light hand-painted strand here and there, just to make sure that it's a consistent look through the lengths of the top of that haircut. So I'm gonna let that process just a level or two, because as you see here, when it's done, I'm not necessarily going for a really strong, drastic, bleached look. I was really just going to add a very natural dimension, so that whether he wears his hair down or pushed back in a more classic pompadour type style, it's still going to look good, and it's just going to look naturally cool. So here you've got Ryan rocking our pomp. So thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed.